Astralis are joining us here in Bucharest and they're ready to get to work. But the work we saw is still, I guess, a long way to go of this, cadiaN. I'm going to be honest with you. For me, I want to understand how you felt about Lisbon because we saw you play 2 games. Vitality, yes, best team in the world, very hard. But then even on the FaZe game where you had beat them here in Cluj-Napoca, right? We didn't see the same Astralis then. And people can say, yeah, it's FaZe. But for me, it was like a worrying sign the way you lost. Did it feel the same for you?
I think people are very sensitive to results these days in the Counter-Strike community. When you look at all the top teams, there's no team other than Vitality that people don't think needs a change.
True.
Like, they look at Spirit, Magic has to go. They look at Na'Vi, Wonderful has to go. They look at FaZe, they think 3 or 4 of them have to go. I mean, that's how the Counter-Strike community is. You know, there's only place for one top dog, and that's the only team that people don't believe should change. So, I don't know. We played Vitality, who's right now on a streak. Yep. That's one life out of the way. We had our moments. We also had times where we were just being outplayed by them. And in the FaZe game, they played a good veto against us and got some strong maps. We were a bit surprised that they changed their permaban. So, yeah, I think all in all, we were of course not satisfied with the way that the tournament went. But then again, I think also like when one of the games is against Vitality, they are just not just a better team than us, but a better team than the rest of the world right now.
Yeah.
I'm not as panicked as other people are about it.
Okay, so looking at that then, you're coming into this event, you've had a bit more time again to prepare and get ready. What are your expectations from where you feel is reasonable for Astralis right now?
It's hard to say. I think there's a lot of teams who is fairly equal at this tournament. Playoffs is of course a must for us. How it goes from there depends a bit on the bracket and how shape is kind of turning up. We've had a bit of some slow starts. Like you kind of said, we went out early in the last one. Our nemesis has been that we get better the longer we get in the tournament.
Yep.
But you also need to get going at some point, you know. So yeah, I think that's one of our main focuses is to try and get a good start in this tournament. And then we'll see what that brings us.
Now, looking at that, the one thing I would say was always good for you is being able to read the game in the right way, right? Be able to see yourself around the map. Obviously, you changed to the rifle. Do you still have the same ability to have good vision where you want to see, to call the game you want?
Maybe not so much on the CT side, no. I think on the T side, I'm still most of the times at the right place at the right time to make those kind of decisions. But of course, we're not playing the same way that we did in the heroic days. On CT, you know, if you're holding ramp and nuke, it's way harder to initiate what's going to happen on outside and telling the A guys to leave or rotate down the vents and stuff like this. It's not really my job. So I think on some maps it's easier for me. I'll have higher chances of doing it, and on others it's more difficult. But then again, I also need to have the trust in my teammates that they're able to make those things and share my vision in theory and in the post games, you know, when we're analyzing the games and stuff like this. So yeah, I think that still plenty of work to go, but that is also just part of not just Counter-Strike, but being a competitor at an elite level is a constant daily grind, a daily journey of becoming better.
Do you think that, like, if we're comparing what this Astralis can be, it'll be similar to the maybe MongolZ or Na'Vi style of not having a defined star, but being more of a team unit? Would that be what we're looking at for this version?
Yes and no. Like, if someone is gonna pop off consistently,
you'd love that, yeah.
Be my guest. Like, but I mean, not even just pop off consistently, because like what they're doing is also just there's 3 or 4 players in the world who does that. So there's also plenty of other teams who don't have that guy, you know. I think, you know, I have plenty of players who can be 115, 120 rating. And it's my job to try and get them there as well, not just their own. They have to do what they can, but I also have to try and support it. At the end of the day, though, I don't give a fuck if it's 1 guy or 5 guys lifting, as long as we win. That's the main goal. So we just need to get there to win more often and do it more consistently.
Hopefully it'll be here where that all starts for you, mate. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you, James.